My name is Lauda Kiconco. I am the head of exploration and new ventures at the Uganda National Oil Company. Today is a very special day in the life and the history of Uganda National Oil Company as the operator of the Kasurubani Contract Area. That Unoc is a 100% shareholder, and we are pleased to be launching the first seismic activity that is going to be undertaken by the Uganda National Oil Company. The Kasurubani Contract Area, Unoc signed a production sharing agreement for it with the government of Uganda in February 2023, and we were granted an exploration license to undertake petroleum exploration activities within the block. This block is reasonably big and covers an area of approximately 1,285 square kilometers, and it covers parts of the lake and also parts of the land. It's critical for us to be very careful as we do the work that we do, because it lies part of it in the national park, but also the communities that we operate with. So what is this seismic activity that we are carrying out? The seismic activity is one of the activities that are undertaken to be able to enhance the understanding of the petroleum prospectivity of an exploration area. And what happens is that sound waves are introduced into the ground. Then these waves are reflected back, or they bounce back, and these reflections echoes are recorded on the surface using sophisticated tools, and then they are processed to be able to have a map or draw a map or a picture of the subsurface. Just like I said, it's like how a doctor uses sound waves to see what is within our bodies without necessarily opening it. Also, the seismic activity, as geoscientists, we use sound waves to be able to see what is in the subsurface without necessarily digging or even drilling. So that's what we have. And what do we use when we are doing seismic activity? We use energy sources, and in our case here we are using explosives, where we dig a hole in the ground, introduce the energy sources, we detonate them, and then the sound waves hit the layers of the subsurface and they are reflected back to the surface. We use geophones as receivers, and when we receive them on the ground, we are able to transmit them into the computer system to be able to draw a picture of the subsurface. So of course it involves different activities. We start with survey design to determine where we want to acquire this data. We look at the parameters, for example, line spacing. We look at parameters such as receiver and source intervals. Then we go out and survey these lines. What we see here on the board, we see that these survey lines are being surveyed and mapped to be able to have the short points to introduce in the sources that we want. Then we drill holes. What you see as a track over there, we are looking at the holes that have been drilled to plant the dynamite, which we later detonate, and we're able to introduce the sound waves. So in terms of the process, we are basically looking at a picture of the subsurface layers in the ground, which we interpret as geoscientists to be able to see what is beneath the subsurface or under the ground, so that we are able to determine where oil or gas or other minerals of interest are located.